So before we begin, a couple people asked me some questions that I just want to address real quick. First, I was asked, if Captain America's shield is so strong and resilient, how come more things aren't made out of that material? Well, the reason is because it's made out of a metal called vibranium, which is very rare in the Marvel Universe. It's only naturally found in Wakanda, the African country Black Panther is from. And since you can only get it there, not many people have access to it. So instead, people try and create alternatives, like adamantium, the metal that makes up Wolverine's claws. Fun fact, a lot of people think Cap's shield is made of adamantium, and it's only in the Ultimate Universe that it's made out of adamantium. In the regular vanilla Marvel Universe, and probably the movies, it's pure vibranium. So, bust that chestnut out at parties. Second, my father wants to know, if Pluto and Goofy are both dogs, how come Goofy's the only one who wears clothes and talks, while Pluto is just a regular house pet? Since I couldn't really find a good enough answer on the internet, I'm just going to say racism. So a whole lot of comic book TV news has been coming out this past few weeks, and people have been asking me what I think about it, so here we go. I feel like I keep making episodes about this. They've released full trailers for both Constantine and Gotham, and announced that both shows got picked up for full seasons on their respective networks. Now, I've said my thoughts on Gotham in a previous episode, and while the trailer certainly looks really good, it doesn't do anything to alleviate my fears that this will have the same problems as Smallville. Namely, they're going to find ways to shoehorn in every single Batman character before Bruce Wayne actually becomes Batman. Constantine, meanwhile, actually looks like a pretty unique show for primetime TV. I'll be honest, I'm not very up-to-date on my Hellblazer, but this show certainly looks a lot more faithful to that than the 2005 Keanu Reeves movie did. On the flip side, that movie was rated R, and was able to get away with a lot of demonic imagery, violence, and smoking necessary for a Constantine story. And yeah, it was tamed by typical R-rated movie standards, but it's still a lot more than you would see on a normal network television show. Oh my god. What if the Constantine show winds up less faithful than the Constantine movie? Moving over to the CW, they released promo images for both The Flash and iZombie. Whoa. At this point, we need to see more of the Flash TV show than just these pictures. I mean, we know this has been in production for a while. It was announced before all these other shows. They should be finished filming the pilot by now. Hell, I thought they were still filming the pilot for Constantine, and that got a full trailer. As for iZombie, I've never read it. I heard it's really good, but I hear the show is only going to take the basic premise of a girl who's a zombie who eats brains in order to stay as human as possible, so make of that what you will. Not to be outdone, of course, Marvel announced that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will be coming back for Season 2, and that a new show based on Peggy Carter from the Captain America movies will also be coming to ABC, called Agent Carter. Now, this is actually something we've been waiting for. It is a fact of life that people just love Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter. So this show is just going to be the best thing ever. Guaranteed. It can just be her sitting at a desk, eating a sandwich, or reading a newspaper, and I'll tune in every week. Although, to be honest, I have a weird thing for people eating sandwiches. Don't ask me why. And then, of course, Marvel also reminded us they have Netflix shows coming, and they announced that Daredevil is essentially going to be one big, long movie broken up into 13-hour-long parts. And it is at this point where I say, enough. It's hard enough for me to watch regular TV shows, let alone shows based on comic books. How the hell am I supposed to keep up with this stuff? And keep in mind, this is just the major stuff. We're still supposed to be getting DMZ, Preacher, Scalp, Ronin. I mean, come on. Plus, Walking Dead, Arrow, and the aforementioned Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are all coming back. People often ask if we hit the oversaturation point for comic book-based movies. And while I don't think that's the case, I think we're really close to the oversaturation point on comic book TV shows. And it's barely just begun. I mean, how crazy is that? Just a few years ago, we'd have a couple of cartoons based on comic books, and that's about it. Now, every other week, a show is being announced that's based on a comic book or a superhero. I mean, even Heroes is coming back. Because why not? So here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to ignore all comic book related TV news and information and whatnot until the fall. Now, I know this sounds like an impossible task because we live in the age of the internet and people just talk about everything all the time and whatnot, but I have to try. I mean, this is getting ridiculous. I'm just one man here. I'm trying to do my best not to turn into Abed from Community, but if I watch all these shows at once, it's gonna happen. And once these shows do premiere, they have until the mid-season break to hook me. Otherwise, I have to cut them off. It's just no way. Although now that Community, Parks and Rec, and Justified are all ending, I may need something to fill those holes. And that's it. That's all I have to say on the matter until September. Unless, of course, they announce another big TV show based on a comic book is coming. Which they probably will. probably get, like, Watchmen the miniseries, or my favorite comic, Rachel Rising, is going to be a TV show. It is! Feel free to reach out to me on Facebook, Twitter, or in the comments below with what you think about all this news, or if there are any shows you'd like to see that are based on comic books. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Now, I still plan on seeing this movie because I like to go see comic book movies. It's kind of my thing. Also, I want this genre to flourish. And if that means I have to endure both Ghost Rider movies, then damn it, I'll endure it. I read somewhere that he may be playing Kyle Katarn, or or this is like a rebel Jedi, or like a like the badass Han Solo character.
If he's Kyle Katarn, they can have all my money.
Yeah.